Ahoy! Well now, the Heng Long Army Truck. In case any of you are wondering where this thing has been, unlikely, it's here. I've just been waiting for parts to come back into stock for Alan's supplier. Basically, Alan has been very chuffed with this project that I'm undertaking because he's glad that I've spent £30 on some piece of junk toy on eBay, only to spend £65 in his shop for equipment to convert it into hobby grid. So I've got all this from Tame Models. It was CML we were waiting for, which is one of his suppliers for all the stuff to come in. So what I've got for the truck is this standard E-Tronics Pulse 2-channel radio system, standard trigger steering wheel remote system. It's the one that comes standard with, I believe it's the one that comes standard with. Before I open my mouth and say something silly, let me check. Oh yeah, never doubted myself for a moment. Yeah, it's the one that comes standard with the FDX Outlaw, which is obviously one of the models I have. But it's also it's also the model I use on my Tamiya lunchbox. I quite like these for anybody looking for a very, very cheap £30 for the whole set, the radio, the transmitter and receiver. Very cheap 2.4 gigahertz system, trigger and steering wheel radio that actually doesn't feel like it's going to fall apart in your hand. There are cheaper out there. But most of them I've come across have been really light, flimsy, horrible feeling. A few of them have failed after one or even no uses. I've never had any issues with these E-Tronics ones. I quite like them. You know, I would recommend this transmitter or this radio system rather, if you were on a budget and looking for something that just does the job. So that's what's going in. I got this 2-cell lipo. Volts 2-cell lipo. It's only 1300 milliamp hour, but I mean for a crawler that's more than sufficient, and for something with a tiny motor like what this has, it is there. The Volts 1300 milliamp hour. Like I said, 2-cell. I don't think it says the C rating on it, does it? It's not going to be great. It'll probably be 25, 30C, something like that. Perfectly adequate. I'll give you the part number. It is oh geez, write this down if you want. VZ04130002S. Now, the reason I got this particular lipo is in terms of the dimensions, you know, length, width, height. It's the smallest I could find to try and fit it under the bonnet of this army truck. Now, it is too big to fit it in the standard lipo tray, but I might need to do some dremeling, so that's all right. That's no problem. Only £10, quite good value. Should be all right. This is what was holding us up most. This is the E-Tronics servo I went for. This is part number ET2006. It's a micro servo, but it's fully metal geared. And if you look at the size of it, I'll come across to the camera. Look at that, it's tiny. It's absolutely tiny. But this has actually got 2.5 kilograms of power behind it, which is quite amazing, really. So, yes, I wanted to go for a metal geared one. So this is what we've got. Not particularly quick, but you know, whatever, it's be good, be fine. That thing was £7. And then for the speed controller I've gone for, I like hobby wing stuff. I've used the what's it called? 1060 a lot. This is the 1625, which is a much smaller speed controller, smaller, cheaper. The 1060 wouldn't fit underneath. Basically this truck, you've probably seen it before, but this truck has a sort of basic interior within the cab, and you can fit, because I've seen somebody do one of the conversions on one of these things before, and they use this speed controller because the 1060 is physically too big. You need to cut away some of that interior. The 1625, which is only 25 amp speed controller, is for 1/16 or smaller. The 1060 was 1/10, and that's got 60 amps. So yeah, it will fit under there, so that's cool. If anybody's not, oh sorry, if nobody's seen this, or if you've not seen one of these things, I'll just show you quickly. If you've seen a 1060, it's very similar, it's just littler. Tiny little speed controller, that'll fit nicely in there. So, cool. The only issue with it is it has a mini Tamiya plug, and I hate Tamiya plugs, so I'll be putting a Dean's on that. Done. Oh, in case you're wondering, by the way, some people have been asking, the Alfa Romeo. I mentioned it was going in for its MOT. This is my £800 Alfa Romeo 156, which I got a few months ago, and it was due an LT, it's 16 years old, and it passed the first time with no advisories. So there you are, living up to the Alfa Romeo reputation. Right, the truck. What are we going to do with the truck today? Well, we're simply going to take her clothes off. We're going to strip it down, expose the chassis, get in at the electronics and then see what's what, and work from there. It's all small Phillips screws, so small Phillips screwdriver. Just going to, I'm not doing it in any particular order. I've never even had a look at this properly, not really, because I was waiting on the equipment. I knew we wouldn't be able to crack on at any point soon. This is when I first got it, so I've never even had a second look at it really. Plus, obviously, my other projects, the vintage Tamiya TL01 and finishing off the JRXS Type R has been occupying my time and taking precedence over this. You know what, I'm going to take the wheels off first because they're going to get in the way of some of the screws. Please don't be glued in. Don't think they were glued in. Let's have a look. So yeah, so as you can see here, the wheels are screwed on. They're not on a wheel nut or anything. But I wonder if it's got a hex or what it is that's in here. I'm going to just, is that even coming out? There we go. It is a very small hex. Like, I'll show you the wheel itself. Very small hex in there, and actually there's no sort of hex pin or anything like that. The whole shaft itself is coming out as a hex shape, so there it is there. Look at all the slop in it. One of the things I'm going to do, as I mentioned before, is try and eliminate all this horrible slop in the steering and suspension. I doubt I'll be able to eliminate it, because let's be honest, you can polish a turd, but it's still a turd. But we'll see what else we can do. Right, I'd call that a pretty comprehensive strip down. You can see here, these are the scale accessories like the mirrors, the lights, the exhausts. There's the bonnet, the front grille, spare fuel tanks, cab, interior, wheels and tyres, front and rear suspension. Obviously that one's the front, it's got the steering on it. These are the chassis, and drive motor in the middle here, gearbox basically. This is the motor that we use for steering. It's actually identical to the motor used for the drive, so that's essentially a spare drive motor, because I'll be using the drive motor. Obviously this one's completely redundant because I'll be using a servo, and this is actually the electronic circuit board that controlled everything, which is obviously redundant. And the pickup bed is quite handy. Oh, dropped a piece of rubbish. Some of that will be redundant, but I'll sort through that at the time. Now, it doesn't feel like there's any grease or oil at all in these discs. There certainly won't be oil, 100% there won't be oil, because it doesn't seem to seal 100%. Basically, you probably won't see it on camera, but the piece along the top, all the way along, and then same underneath, all the way along is one piece. So they just get sandwiched together. So they're sandwiched together, not only with the 4 screws, where are they? There. I'll see if I can get you better light. The 4 screws holding the front plate of the diff on, but also the screws holding the leaf springs on, just there. Screw through and you can see they squash the 2 pieces together, but that's the only sealing. There is no seal. If there was oil in there, that'd be leaking out. Thick grease might stay in there without mud and dirt and stuff getting in and sticking to it, but I'm not entirely sure. And I'm also, if it's packed with thick grease, it might not actually turn at all, depending how small the teeth and everything are inside that diff. So that's what I was going to do. I was just going to check it out. So we'll do that now, just to see what's inside, see if it is completely dry. Didn't feel like it. There is some grease in there. You can see it's wet. Very much a smaller scale version of what you'd see in a proper off-road RC car, like an SCX-10 or the Terrascend or whatever. Similar sort of idea. Bindy, not exactly smooth. I'm sure it'll wear in. But yeah, I'm surprised at that, but that's fine. That's cool, just to give you a look inside the diffs. won't need to put any more grease in that then. Sorted. I'll check off camera because you don't want to see the same thing twice. I will check the front one as well. And what I'm going to do is work on some of the slop in this steering. What I have is they're over there, some packets of rubber O-rings, very small ones, and some black washers to try and hold them together. Try and reduce some of the slop, and I'll see if there's anything else I can do about it. That seems to be the main point is slop in these joints here, this joint and this joint. You can see that they're basically free to move up and down, and same here on this side, up and down, free movement. If you can take a few millimetre off each side, that would certainly help. There is a bit of play here, 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 and here, of course. You can see it moving around, but it's not too bad. I wonder if those top hat type spacers that you get with touring cars, etc., if they would fit in here. I will look into that. I'm not convinced they will, but we can certainly have a look. That's me taking the front housing apart. It'd be very easy. Here's the draft shaft. It'd be very easy to buy two of these and convert them into a 6x6 if that's what you're looking at, because it's essentially mirrored. That goes at that side, but it could just as easy go at that side. So with that, dead easy. In case you were wondering, there is grease in the front as well, so that's good. I'm just splitting this now. Like I said, see how it's two big pieces, and it's all falling apart. Very rudimentary, but it means that I can try and eliminate some of this play. I can't get the top hats in here because this is too thick, but I might be able to just put a tiny little washer, not a washer, sorry, an O-ring over each side. I don't know if you can see, but there, and obviously the corresponding side opposite underneath, and same at the other side, just to reduce some of this slop. Right, I've rebuilt both the front and rear axles. I'm glad I did actually. I'm glad I checked it for grease, because reseating all the screws etc. has made this run so much smoother. So that is running much looser and smoother than it was before, so that's good. Front and back. Back's a little bit better than the front. I think it's because the front's got more going on, more screws and more things holding it on. I've also, as I said, tried to be eliminating, nice one Mike, that's some good grammar. Tried to eliminate some of this slop in the steering. So what I've done is very small O-rings under there, and there, and also here, and here, with two washers here and there. Oh sorry, and a third one there. So now it's much better. There's virtually no slop in that whatsoever. No slop. A high-end touring car would be good with that sort of slop. Yeah, so that's good. That's much better. Steering's a little bit stiffer as a result, but it's still dead easy to move, and that little servo's got plenty of torque anyway, so yeah, that's cool, that's perfect. Happy with that. And also reseating the leaf springs. I don't think they've been made very well. That one's a little bit squint still, but I'll see if I can jiggery-pokery it a little bit, you know, get it a little bit straighter than it is just now. Still sitting to the side a little bit. It's better than it was, so that's cool. There was one other thing. What was it? Yes, that's what it was. I hope I can find the spare springs. There were spare leaf springs in the box. I'm glad there was, because if you look, that one's broken. The end of this one on the right here, as you're looking at it, is complete. That one's got the top missing off it, and that's as it came off the truck. So they've assembled it broken. Yeah, so I'll try and dig out those spare springs wherever the hell they are. And as if you're wondering why I stripped it down so far, is because I'm going to paint the chassis rails black. I want it to look like the truck's sort of powder coated underneath, and not curious, what's it called, undersealed, undercoated. I don't really like how you can, if you're looking at the truck from the side, these are gleaming and the rest of it isn't. I don't like the look of that, so I'll get them painted black as if they've been powder coated. And yeah, that's what we'll be doing next time, is prepping it and painting it, I think. And then after that we'll assemble with the new electronics, and also a couple of extra things that you'll see when we get them, or rather you'll see when it comes. I've already got them here, just underneath the camera, just where you can't see it, but there's some things there. So yes, that's it then. So thanks for watching very much. Thanks for watching very much. thanks very much for watching, and we'll catch you soon.